back to the Leafs. Jack Campbell. He's a real starting goalie in this league, and I believe he will soon become a top 5 team. The Toronto Maple Leafs are not over yet. They're going to come back next year, a different hockey team, and I don't know what they're going to do this offseason, but I'm excited to see what they go from now on. All of Leafs Nation right now is filled with red. I'm filled with hope for this team because Austin Matthews, let's not forget, 41 goals in 49 games. Rocket Richard winner. Leafs never had a player like Matthews ever for overall pick. Changed the team forever. William Nylander, my boy, he showed up this playoffs. Zach Hyman, Spezza deserves better. Joe Thornton, what a guy. What a guy. I enjoyed his presence on the Leafs. It's a shame that the younger players, Mitchell Marner especially, did not learn a thing from those players. In my personal opinion, there's one player that really messed up the team's chemistry and everything. When the Mitchell Marner contract saga happened, he was on a tear that season. He was insane. He was body checking. He was the player we wanted him to become. He was a heart and soul player. Then he signed that contract under Darren Ferris. Then he became a different player. He lost that heart. I like saying that their real Stanley Cup was those big boy contracts. When, not Austin Matthews because he's my guy, not Tavares because UFA signing, captain, leader amongst men, you cannot go wrong with him. I promise you, Toronto Maple Leafs fans all around the world, if John Tavares was still around, we would have won that series, maybe even swept Montreal. I'm sorry to say, but it's true.
I don't think so. They won game 1 with John Tavares.
Let's agree to disagree. It would certainly have been a more interesting series, to say the least, a much more tighter series. Montreal could have still won it, but Toronto still would have had that advantage with Tavares.
You remember, the Islanders didn't make it past the first round until they lost Tavares.
Exactly, yeah. Something to think about, because I have a second point. I like to speak in bullet points. Point number 1 is Mitchell Marner. When he signed that $10+ million contract, he set the precedent that the Toronto Maple Leafs is not about winning hockey games. It's about delivering an on-ice product. It's a marketing thing. Mitchell Marner might as well be a showman, right, for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Basically like an actor playing a role as a fallen hero, basically the Lucifer of the team, fallen angel. And when he signed that contract, the Toronto Maple Leafs became a business organization and not a hockey team. They became a business. And the point number 2 is that John Tavares is the wrong captain for the Leafs. It should have been not Mitchell Marner, sorry. It should have been Austin Matthews. Because Austin Matthews has this thing called a personality and emotion. You know? He has personality, he has swagger, he has emotion. And I remember that off season that the Leafs had when they signed Mitchell Marner. They had to trade away good, useful players. They had to restructure and change the whole Shanna plan and everything that Brian Burke, the media, said about William Nylander, my boy, the pride of the Leafs, in my opinion, other than Matthews. Um, essentially, they just broke because of Mitchell Marner and because they chose not to give Austin Matthews the captaincy because of a dumb mistake that he did when he was younger. I'm not here to defend Austin Matthews' mistakes. However, he did apologize for them, and the Leafs should have forgiven him and given the captaincy anyways because of the fact that he took personal responsibility in spite what he did was wrong. And I do agree wholeheartedly what he did was wrong and irresponsible. That was many years ago. All of Leafs Nation forgot about that story. For those who don't remember, Austin Matthews and a few of his buddies, forgot which city it was in. I want to say Philadelphia for some reason. It was the first city that popped in my head in that regard. Basically hit on a woman inappropriately. He was just being stupid and dumb, and he was he clearly grew up and he clearly learned from his mistakes, and he used these bad mistakes that he did to learn and grow from it. And point number 3, no hockey strategy. And no, by that I mean no identifiable hockey strategy. You know, when you go to NHL 21, you choose your team and you figure out which coach you want, and then you see 2-2-1 breakout, 1-3-1 neutral zone. What is the Leafs' strategy on the ice? What do they do? What is their breakout strategy? What do they do in the neutral zone? Are they more of a defensive team or an offensive team? What is their identity as a team? It used to be that they were tough, but then they became soft, and then they become some kind of mishmash. I remember what Steve always said about teams like that. Teams who don't have an identity usually end up having to rebuild. And at least we have Roden Namirov, and at least we have these prospects that can come up if we just give them a chance. And this is with Sheldon Keefe squarely on him. He was a great guy to bring the Leafs to where they were today, fix up the mistakes that Babcock did. However, he is not an NHL hockey coach, honestly. He does not have the ability to coach an NHL hockey team the way an NHL hockey team should be coached. In my opinion, Bruce Boudreau is the guy to lead the Leafs if they want to do so. And if I was the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, on the streams, the live streams, you may know me as Stargaze, and on Twitter, you can follow me on Stargaze. I'll have more details in the description. So anyways, if I was the coach, I would set up a 2-2-1 breakout strategy. Essentially, the two defenders push it up, the two wingers are on the wings, and the center is in the middle. And then they would have a close support system and a single swing to the middle of the ice rather than pushing plays up the boards all the time, and create the lane to break it in to the defensive zone and then dump chase or just dangle it in, aka Nazem Kadri style. I miss him so much. He was my guy. I have a Middle Eastern background, and every single time Nazem Kadri played and Don Cherry was on the TV, the whole family gathered around to watch this guy. My family was a Leafs fan when Nazem Kadri was around. Diehards. And then he left and my family forgot about the Leafs' very existence. Shows you what bad trades can do. Because when you trade away a player, this is for Kyle Dubas. Point number 4. I'm going to have 5 points in total. And the 5th one, I think, is the most important one of all. And maybe the secret to why the Toronto Maple Leafs have never been able to win ever. In my personal opinion. When you trade away a player, you trade away a part of the Leafs' identity. And you trade away a part of the culture. Nazem Kadri took dumb penalties in the playoffs that cost them the series, both of them against Boston. However, he had heart and he cared, and he bled blue and white. He bled blue and white, and he was Brian Burke's one of his first picks. He was supposed to go to Ottawa, but the Toronto Maple Leafs rack-jacked Ottawa. Honestly, I'm pretty sure. I do not want Leafs Nation to forget that, honestly. When you trade away a player, you trade away part of the Leafs' identity and a part of the culture. Because the Toronto Maple Leafs isn't just the Toronto Maple Leafs roster alone. It's not just the on-ice product or what they do on the ice. It's the whole fandom. It's the whole city. The team and the city must be one. That's why they're the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm gonna lower my voice, or else I might get in trouble. My emotions are so high. If I was Kyle Dubas, and I'm not gonna make this video to say trade him or her or fire this guy or that guy. I would suggest to Brendan Shanahan to fire Kyle Dubas. And honestly, if you want to become the Leafs GM, do it. You have the hockey experience. You are a hockey guy. You've seen GMs come and go in your reign. Brendan Shanahan, this is your team, not Kyle Dubas' team. Kyle Dubas answers to you. And point number 5. Who owns the Toronto Maple Leafs? Is it their shareholders? Is it the GM? Who owns the Toronto Maple Leafs organization? I mean, the president of hockey operations is Brendan Shanahan, who I still believe in. I still believe in his plan, the Shanahan plan, not the Kyle plan. And not the Keefe plan, and not the $1 million plan, the $10 million plan. Essentially, Brendan Shanahan, step the heck up. I'm not going to say any swear words, but please step the buck, B-U-C-K, up, and become the general manager, please, as well as president of hockey ops. We need someone in a powerful position like you, Brendan Shanahan, to lead the Toronto Maple Leafs to glory. These are my 5 points. I'm not going to summarize them because I forgot what I said mostly already, because I've been rambling too much. My final thoughts are that I'm still going to follow the team. I'm still going to see what they do in the playoffs. I still believe in their prospects. I still believe that the best is yet to come. But they need to move on from Mitchell Marner in any way they can do that. I mean, even if they have to trade him to Seattle, have the Kraken take a crack at him. That was funny. No pun intended. Like, even if you have to trade a pick with a prospect or anything, okay, maybe not that, but I think Seattle might want a player like Mitchell Marner on their team, and what you can get back from Seattle is just anything that they offer in after the expansion draft. They'll have like useful players. They'll have picks. They'll probably have a top 5 pick. What you can do is you can trade Mitchell Marner to Seattle, a team that has nothing to lose by gaining Mitchell Marner, for their top pick in the draft. That would be my suggestion to Kyle Dubas. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. And next season, Bruins fan reactions, get ready. Get hyped. And just quick little videos after every Leafs game as a Leafs follower reaction. And I'm not going to steal LFR from Steve Dangle. I do believe that this may very well be the last LFR we're going to see from him ever. I do see him retiring that post, and I'm not going to take up that mantle.
Steve Dangle's not smart, man. I'm sorry. He is nothing good.
I both agree and disagree. I'm sorry, Steve. You know the emotional side of hockey, but I would suggest that you learn the technical side of hockey now, because you still have a bright hockey future, honestly. I see you going places, like seriously amazing places. I see you becoming the face of Toronto hockey, Steve. And all of Toronto is behind you, and all of Toronto is supporting you for what you're going through emotionally right now. It is literal torture. Like, I'm pretty sure the Geneva Convention needs to be called in at this point. Someone call up the UN, please. The literal United Nations and Geneva Conventions and international law needs to interfere.
Some may say, yeah.
It's that serious. And honestly, it's just the same old story. Wizardry, voodoo, and BS bullshit. Voodoo, wizardry, and bullshit. And you know what? I'm feeling something. I'm gonna summon the hockey gods. Hey Brian, is there anything you would like to ask of the hockey gods?
My name's Blake, by the way.
Blake, sorry.
And, yeah, just have the Habs win the Stanley Cup. Let's do this. Price needs a cup. He needs to gain a top 5 status in the entire hockey world.
It would be amazing for the whole
Blake.
country of Canada.
It would be. And honestly,
You know what? Originally, I was thinking cheering on Boston to win the Stanley Cup. And even though I am a Boston Bruins fan, I mean, what team is more prepared and more poised and more emotionally ready to win the Stanley Cup than the Montreal Canadiens? Canada needs this after what Canada has gone through. And it only makes sense. 1993, the Leafs get eliminated in the third round after a missed call by a certain Wayne Gretzky against the Leafs. And then LA goes on to play Montreal, and Montreal wins the Stanley Cup in 93. And then ever since then, Canada has not seen a Stanley Cup. In my opinion, this drought is the drought to be trifled. And Montreal, I just threw my hat. Sacre bleu. I'm not sure what that means, but sacre bleu. Can you tell me what that means? Sacre bleu. Good luck, Montreal, and I believe that you guys have the mettle to take on and beat Winnipeg, but I do believe that Boston will be waiting for you in round 3. They're gonna beat the Islanders, in my opinion, because Boston is just that kind of team where they just got magic. Taylor Hall. I mean, the Leafs could have had Taylor Hall. Imagine Taylor Hall on the left, Matthews in the middle, and Marner on the right. And then, do you know what could have happened? Imagine an alternate scenario where Foligno went to Boston and then Hall went to Toronto, but the same trade offers. That'd be hilarious.
I mean, yeah, Boston pretty much stole it from Buffalo. So
Yep. Buffalo, bye from the league. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yes. I'm gonna sign off now. Sacre bleu. The Leafs are sacre bleu because they got all of Toronto bleu in the sack. I should be a stand-up comedian, I swear. Just make a whole stand-up comedy about the Toronto Maple Leafs. But, I mean, that already exists. It's called the Toronto Maple Leafs. Au revoir. And good luck, Le Montreal Canadiens. Hats off.
Remember the banner from last year.
I'm gonna do a proper hats off. So, goodbye, Toronto Maple Leafs fandom. I used to be a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, Boston's got my heart. This is what you've done to me. Took my heart and you just snapped it in half. Toronto, Mitchell Marner, Darren Ferris, Keith, Kyle Dubas, and the whole team broke my heart over and over again. They broke my soul, and now they broke my contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs that I made in my soul. That contract was that I wouldn't be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan for as long as I felt like they had a shot at something. I'm still gonna follow them. Leafs follower reactions starting from now. So this is officially episode 1. Congratulations to me. And Bruins fan reactions will start up next season. So get ready because it's gonna be a storm.